In 2017, I'm Emerson and I'm here with Tyler, Marco, and Larry Arsenal. They're driving for the Sahara Force India team. They're going head-to-head with the other 9 F1 teams, and this weekend, we're in Bahrain. Last week, it was slippery in Silverstone. It was a long-fought race. There is a 15-car queue led by yours truly, Kimi Räikkönen, for a good portion of the race. Tyler Markle got into a couple incidents. He was able to pass that 15-car queue, and he was able to bring it up to second. Most importantly, finishing one spot ahead of Sebastian Vettel, bringing his championship lead down to 24 points. That is one race, and if Vettel has a grave mistake here and Markle wins this race, Tyler Markle will take over the points lead. Here we are at the lovely Bahrain circuit. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Bahrain, out in the middle of nowhere. But this place will be popping because people come from all over the world for the great Bahrain Grand Prix. Such speed, such fast corners. It's such a fun racetrack, and these drivers are ready to go here in Shakir, Bahrain. Shakir.
It's weird how many people actually go to this race.
It's in the middle of nowhere, yeah. Sakir, Bahrain.
And the only one to not have points, Lance Stroll.
No surprise.
No rain.
The track is open for opening practice here at the Bahrain Racing Circuit in Sakir, Bahrain.
And this is a night race.
Here comes Tyler Markle out onto the racetrack. Tyler Markle on the track now with that's Tyler Markle. No, that's Larry. Tyler Markle out on track with his medium tires. The drivers practicing today and they race at night, so the track does change. The drivers set their race setup by practice, so how much different will the track be at night than it is in daytime? Here comes a nice tight left-hander. Wow, I don't know my sense of direction. Left-hander that leads him onto the second DRS straight. It's a nice overtaking opportunity. Then into the fast S curves that lead him onto the second to last straightaway of the course. Tyler Markle on his way down to the final corner. Now the final corner to the curb on the exit. Marco will start his first practice lap. It's on the hardest compound. Rocketing down towards turn 1. The hairpin that leads him into 2 and 3. So many straightaways on this course, and Tyler's about to hit the second one of his lap. Out of 3 and up the hill, he's looking for turn 4. Turn 4 is a slight hairpin that leads them down into the downhill S's. It's a nice overtaking opportunity in turn 4 as well as turn 1. Down the downhill S's of 5, 6, and 7. Turn 8 is another hairpin that is another decent passing opportunity. Then out of turn 8, they continue this time to go back up the hill for turn 9, the slight left-hander, into turn 10, the heaviest braking point on the circuit. Out of turn 10. Yep, out of turn 10, Tyler Markle up the gears, DRS enabled. This is the second DRS straight, the third straightaway of the circuit. Parallel to the start-finish line, the left-hander of turn 11 leads him back up the hill for turn 12 and turn 13. Into turn 13 now, Tyler Markle heads down the 4th and final straightaway of his lap. This will lead him down to turns 14 and 15. They make a couple of slight left-hand corners. Now Tyler Marco 2V start finish line. He'll set the first lap of the session, and it will be a 1:34.415 on the medium compound tire. This is Valtteri Bottas through turns 14 and 15. I don't believe he's coming to start a lap. Is he? No, he's not starting a lap. Daniel Ricciardo, on the other hand, coming out of turn 15, Valtteri Bottas goes top of the charts, a 1:33.397. Daniel Ricciardo goes second quickest, a 1:34.198. Second fastest time of the session, the third time put on the charts. Arsenal and Palmer on outlaps now. Kvyat on a timed lap, he's on the softs. On board with Kvyat. Turn 10, that's the slowest corner. It's so easy to get onto the throttle too soon in turn 10 and spin the car out, or carry too much speed into turn 10 and go wide. Turn 10 is a very treacherous and tricky corner, makes it for a prime passing opportunity. Watch that corner in the race. On board Daniel Kvyat up to 7th, looking now 8th gear into turn 14. Kvyat top of the charts, a 1:33.296. Valtteri Bottas goes third quickest, a 33.940. He's on the mediums. On board of Kevin Magnussen, he's on the super softs. He's looking to set the fastest time of the session. Should be the first driver to set a time on supers, if I am not mistaken. Also on the track with supers, Jolyon Palmer and Larry Arsenault. Actually, Palmer's looking to be the first driver to set a lap time with supers. Lance Stroll's on an out lap on the super softs. Hamilton's on an out lap on the softs. Everybody else is in the pit lane. Here comes Jolyon Palmer, looking for turn 14. It's going to lead him back to the start-finish line, looking to put the fastest time of the session. Tyler Markle with a 1:32.923. Jolyon Palmer cannot, no, it does top that, a 1:32.841, and Magnussen tops that, a 1:32.734. Now looking for Larry Arsenault. Arsenault behind Ricciardo. A lot of dirty air makes this car very hard to steer. It's going to give him major understeer on corner exit. Kimi Räikkönen now working an out lap. Sainz is on an out lap. Comes Larry Arsenault. Can he top Magnussen? He's going to have to slipstream with Ricciardo to the start finish line. He will not top Magnussen. He will go 6th quickest, a 1:33.887. But you do have a valid point that Arsenault could be getting major understeer on corner exit with Daniel Ricciardo in front of him, and he's just not able to overtake him. So I'll give Arsenault a pass on his lap for not being up with the rest of the super soft tires. Lance Stroll working his way through turn 8 now, up the hill to turn 9. Stroll still has yet to score points this season. We are looking for him to be around the 20th position after everybody else sets their lap times. Right now we're looking for Stroll to put down the 7th or 8th quickest time of the session.
That's funny.
You got it.
Yeah. Will Stroll get his first points?
Lewis Hamilton on the soft tires. He's coming to turn 14. He's looking to see if he can at least put in the top 3 here. Here comes Lance Stroll to the start-finish line. We're looking for 7 for 8th place. Maybe 9th. Stroll goes 6th quickest. Faster than Arsenault. Massa. Now Hamilton goes 3rd quickest. A 32.896. I predicted that one. Raikkonen is on a timed lap. Yes, he is on a timed lap. He's on the mediums. And Carlos Sainz is on a timed lap. He's on the supers. He's coming up the hill to turn 9 now. 10 times have been set so far this session. Daniel Ricciardo, the slowest of them all, a 34.075. Even Valtteri Bottas was able to outdo it, a 33.919. The mediums look as they should. They are the slowest compound. Are looking rather terribly slow. I don't even know why you would use the mediums unless you were absolutely stellar. I mean, it's tough. Tyler Marko is the only driver on the mediums to set a halfway decent lap. I would say a 32.9 is decent for the medium tires. Probably outdrove the medium tires, as I would say. Carlos Sainz coming out of turn 15, looking for the start-finish line. Sainz on the supers. He's going to put it top of the charts, a 32.548 for Carlos Sainz. Looking for Kimi Räikkönen. He went 9th quickest on the mediums. He's the 2nd fastest driver on the mediums. A 33.884. Larry Arsenault still has yet to find a way around Daniel Ricciardo. Such a sad story. Sebastian Vettel working away on his outlap on a soft tire. Romain Grosjean on an outlap on the medium tires. Here comes Tyler Marko. He's on an outlap. He's looking to lay down some laps on the soft compound. Larry Arsenault to the start-finish line, still behind Daniel Ricciardo. Does not improve on his lap. Actually is a 2.5 and 2/10 slower than his original fastest lap on the super soft compound. Lance Stroll outdid Larry Arsenault. That is the biggest headline of the practice session thus far. Arsenault did get around Ricciardo, but I'm sure his tires are absolutely shredded after being behind a driver for that long with all that dirty air, making the car respond with so much understeer on corner exit. It would be bleeding the outside front tire on the exit of the corner, screaming for mercy. Sebastian Vettel on his way up the hill to turn 4 now. He's on the softs. He's looking for a top 3 time, or top 5 time, my bad. Grosjean up the hill. He's on the mediums. Here comes Marcus Ericsson. He's on the softs. He's looking to start his first timed lap. Stoffel Vandoorne's on an outlap on the mediums. We're looking Sebastian Vettel. Grosjean will be the first driver to set a lap on this go round. But Vettel's on the soft tires. We're looking for him to make the biggest impact on the leaderboard. Coming into turn 14 comes Grosjean and Vettel. Vettel with a little bit of a gap to Grosjean. Maybe get some slipstream, but not enough for dirty air. We'll see to the start-finish line. Grosjean goes 12th quickest. Vettel goes 2nd quickest, a 32.652 on the soft compound tire. Outstanding. Now we go down to Tyler Marko. He's coming to the start-finish line, and he will go top of the charts, a 32.183. Championship contender Sebastian Vettel, half a second slower on the soft compound. Carlos Sainz it right in the middle of them on the super softs.
Vandoorne.
Arsenault did improve upon his lap. He set a 33.327. He outdid Stroll, but only by a 10th. But he was behind Ricciardo for most of the life left in those tires. So,
get out of the way.
Tyler Marco up on Van Dorn. Van Dorn keeps the high. Tyler almost runs him off the track. Van Dorn now, look, he's on a timed lap now. Marcus Ericsson on the soft tires coming to the start finish line. What's he going to set? It'll be a 1:33.468. That is 11th quickest, the slowest time on the soft compound. Here comes Kimi Räikkönen going up to 13th quickest. Van Dorn got worked over on his timed lap. Let's see what time he will set on the mediums. Hulkenberg and Verstappen working out laps. Still have yet to set lap times or make their way out onto the racetrack. Fernando Alonso and Pascal Wehrlein. Van Dorn goes 16th quickest. Hulkenberg on the supers. Verstappen on the softs and Wehrlein on the softs. He's working an out lap on board with Hulkenberg now. Fernando Alonso now working an out lap. He will be the 20th driver to set a lap time this session. Here comes Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg into turn 11. I can't count. Up the hill through 12 and now 13. That'll lead him on to the penultimate straightaway. Hulkenberg on a decent lap here. No troubles. No overdriving a corner coming into turn 14. Hulkenberg looking maybe a top 10 lap time for Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg to the start finish line. It'll be a 1:32.434. That is second quickest for Nico Hulkenberg. Wow, top 10, more like second place. Caution in sector 2. Be Larry Arsenault. He was on an out lap. I think he just got wide in turn 9. Fernando Alonso starting a timed lap. Marcus Ericsson went 12th quickest, the slowest on the softs. Teammate Pascal Wehrlein on the softs right now has Stoffel Van Dorn in front of him, but at the moment not making a huge impact. But now Wehrlein pulls up to Van Dorn out of DRS. He's going to have slipstream on Van Dorn out of turn 10 to turn 11. It's not that close, but it may be enough to where it affects Wehrlein's car. Wehrlein looking for a top 10 time. Maybe placing the car 11th quickest. We're gonna see here Wehrlein may have a little bit of dirty air from Stoffel Van Dorn into turn 13 now, looking down the straightaway for 14. Over the hill now, downhill. Wehrlein with a little bit of slipstream on Van Dorn into turn 14. I don't know if it's enough to affect the handling of his race car. Coming out of 15 to the start finish line, Wehrlein looking at 11th quickest, right on the spot. How about that prediction? A 1:33.356 puts Pascal Wehrlein 11th quickest. Man, am I a god at prediction or what? Fernando Alonso coming out of turn 13. He's on the soft tires. Alonso looking to put it in the top 3. Possibly 5th for Fernando Alonso. No troubles, no worries on his lap. I assume not overdriving the car to the start finish line. Fernando Alonso will set the 6th quickest time, a 32.803. I was one off. Alonso just shy of Magnussen's time and just ahead of Palmer's time. Man, second through about 8th are pretty close in lap times. And now all 20 drivers have set lap times with 11.5 minutes remaining in opening practice. Tyler Markle, he's on the out lap. He's on the supers. He's coming through turn 13. Now he's going to have Romain Grosjean in front of him. The 19th quickest car, slowest car isn't Lance Stroll, but he is the slowest on the supers by a large margin. He's even slower than everybody who set times on the softs. Everybody who set time on the mediums, though, are slower than Lance Stroll's time on the supers. Tyler Markle looking to start his first time lap on the super softs. Here he comes. He has slipstream up of Romain Grosjean. He may have to overtake him on his lap, which may not give him. He dives it into turn 1. A little bit of oversteer and overdriving turn 1 may put a damper on this lap time, but I don't think it should be that much of an issue. Now Tyler Markle up the hill for turn 4. There's going to start looking downhill into the S's here. A little wide through 4. Could have been more cleaner. Now Markle into 8. Clips the apex just perfectly, looking up the hill for turn 9. And now turn 10, very treacherous, has to nail it perfectly into turn 10. Looking for top of the charts is Tyler Markle. Out of turn 10 beautifully. Felipe Massa's on an out lap. Now Tyler Markle into turn 11, looking up the hill. A little wide on the corner exit, up through 12. Looking for turn 13, that leads him to the penultimate straightaway. Smooth through 13, now looking downhill for turn 14. Tyler Markle looking for top of the charts. What's it going to be for the number 42 Force India? Out of turn 15 on the outside curve. Up to 8th gear, it's a 131.940, top of the charts by half a second to Nico Hulkenberg. Felipe Massa, he's on the super softs. Let's see what he can do. Felipe Massa now has 5 points this season. Not the season Felipe Massa's been looking for, but Bahrain, one of his stronger tracks, maybe looking for a little bit more speed. He is the second slowest on the soft compound tire at the moment. Marcus Ericsson's the one who outdoes him in that department. And Felipe Massa now looking down the hill. He's on the super softs. He's looking for probably 8th, 9th, or 10th place with his super softs. Palmer up to 5th. 32.699 for Jolyon Palmer. That was set on the supers. I think Massa is looking for about 10th here. Tyler Markway 131.548. What a stunning lap time from that Force India. Felipe Massa now down the hill looking for probably 10th position. Out of turn 15, it's not looking amazing, but it may be enough to get him into the top 10. Felipe Massa, 3rd quickest, a 32.456, just shy of Nico Hulkenberg's lap time. Oh my gosh. That really outdid me. I thought he was going to be 10th. Larry Arsenal, he's out on super softs as well. I can't tell if they are fresh or the same super softs he's been on all practice.
Different set.
They do look pretty new. They don't look like they've had a Daniel Ricciardo in front of them. Arsenal into 14 now. He's looking for top of the charts, 1st or 2nd. The goal for Larry Arsenal. 2 of a start finish line. Arsenal going to be What the? 10th quickest for Larry Arsenault, looking for another go round this time. Arsenault into 4. I believe he clipped the apex there. That was hit or miss on him clipping the apex in 4. Now down the hill through turn 7, looking for turn 8. Oh, he missed the apex in turn 8. Down the hill for turn 10. He's got to be perfect here. Turn 10. Smooth and smooth through turn 10. I believe he's coming to the sector line any second here. I think it's at the end of this straightaway. No, it's actually up the hill out of turn 12. That's where the sector line is. Arsenault
I'm abandoning the lap.
just abandoned his lap. Alright, well, while Arsenault pulls his life together, I know he's gonna get it back going this time. Gets through turn 1 nice and smooth, through turn 2 beautifully, turn 3 up the hill looking for turn 4. He will hit the apex, I believe, through turn 4. Again, turn 4 is hit or miss for Arsenault. Down the hill, now through 6 and through 7 again. Looking for turn 8. Clips the apex of 8. Into turn 10. Sound like the tires really squealed, were abused on the exit there, the rear tires at least. Rear tires need a pacifier after that one. Up the hill now through turn 12. Looking for 13. Down the hill and into 14 now. Out of 15. Looking for the start finish line. He's looking for top 5 here. It's going to be none of those. Doesn't improve.
I lose so much time through frickin' 5 and 6, it's ridiculous.
Arsenault gets his life together. 2.5 minutes here in opening practice at the Bahrain circuit here in Sakir, Bahrain. Sebastian Vettel out on the track in the medium compound. Lewis Hamilton, he's looking for a lap here on the supers. So Lewis Hamilton works his out lap. Arsenal, he's a lost cause in 10th place. Lance Stroll, he's on the mediums. He's looking to set V20 first fastest time. He's not even going to make the race with the time he's going to set on the mediums. I'm a little scared to see what train wreck of a lap time Stroll's going to set here. And up the hill through turn 12, looking for turn 13. Here comes Lance Stroll on the mediums, a second and a 10th off his current lap time. That would not be enough to make the race. Luckily, there's not anybody trying to out-qualify him. Lance Stroll to the start-finish line. He will set a 134.864. That was nearly a second slower than Stoffel Van Dorn. Larry Arsenault, the lost cause to the start-finish line. He's going to set a 33.3. Not even quicker than his lap. Here comes Lewis Hamilton. He's on a flyer. Hamilton up the hill into 6th. He's looking for second on the charts. Maybe even the fastest. That may be a little out there, but Hamilton looking to maybe be the only other driver in the 131 bracket. Here comes Hamilton in the 14, absolutely flying around Sakir. Out of 15, Hamilton on a stunning lap time to the start finish line, a 32.045. This goes second quickest and almost made it to the 131 bracket. There's a 4 100ths off the 131's bracket. Larry Arsenault, the lost cause, maybe trying to get one more good lap out of it. He went wide through turn 11. Here comes Larry Arsenault down the hill. He's not going to improve on his lap time. He lost so much time coming out of turn 11, but he will put it 10th quickest. He does improve 2 100ths on his lap time.
Car just drove like shit.
Hulkenberg.
We apologize for Larry Arsenault's language.
Sainz, Magnussen.
Tyler Markle, top of the charts here in opening practice at the Bahrain International Circuit in Sakir, Bahrain. Lewis Hamilton second, Nico Hulkenberg in third, Felipe Massa fourth, and Kevin Magnussen fifth. The opening round of qualifying up next here on Sky Sports. Stay tuned for qualifying round number 1 in Sakir.
This driver here is tired.
The track is now open for qualification, round number 1. Here comes Valtteri Bottas, and can't tell who else is on the track. I believe that would be Tyler Markle. There goes a Toro Rosso and a Renault working their way out onto the track. Here comes another, no, here comes a Haas. And Lance Stroll and Valtteri Bottas. And Daniel Kvyat. Jolyon Palmer. So Lance Stroll will be the first driver to set a lap time this session, and this will be the only time he'll be at the top of the charts. Comes Lance Stroll through turn 10. Lance Stroll up the hill into 12. He's coming around to start his first time lap of Q number 1. Remember, the top 15 out of these 20 drivers will advance to round 2. Lance Stroll will take the green flag here in Q1. Lance Stroll up the hill looking for turn 4. Here comes Lance Stroll through turn 8. He's on the supers. Now Lance Stroll, he takes turn 10 beautifully, but he goes so slow, I don't think there's a reason for him to take turn 10 any other way. Now Lance Stroll up the hill into turn 11 now. So everybody is on the track except for Stoffel Van Dorn, Daniel Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Räikkönen, Romain Grosjean's on an outlap. Now Marcus Ericsson, Tyler Markle, Nigel Hulkenberg, Lewis Hamilton, and Pascal Wehrlein. Lance Stroll coming down the straightaway. He will enter turn 14 now, and for the first time of his career, and probably the only time, Lance Stroll is going to go top of the charts, and he will set a 132.783. Valtteri Bottas already outdoes him on the softs, a 132.213. Kvyat goes top of the charts, a 31.805. Palmer goes second quickest, a 32.107. Magnussen goes second quickest, a 32.062. Looking for more lap times coming in. Fernando Alonso top of the charts, a 31.392. Massa goes fourth quickest, a 32.085. Sainz goes third quickest, a 31.841. Verstappen goes 8th quickest, a 32.218, the only other driver on the softs thus far in the session. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo. He will go, he's starting a time lap, my bad. Larry Arsenault into 14 now, he's on the softs. A little confused on why he's trying to do this strategy. If he was a lost cause in practice, Larry Arsenault goes 9th quickest, a 32.356.
Sorry, I wasn't at the mic at the moment when you exactly commented that.
Okay, Daniel Ricciardo, he's on his time lap. Romain Grosjean, he's on his time lap. He's heading down the hill. Lewis Hamilton's on an out lap. Ricciardo and Grosjean active on the running active laps right now. Grosjean looking up the hill on the 9, looking down the hill for 10. Comes Romain Grosjean up the hill through turn 12. Romain Grosjean, he is on the supers. Comes Grosjean, where is he going to put it? Remember, the bottom 5 out of 20 cars will be eliminated from qualifying. They will not advance to Q2. The 5 slowest in this session. Comes Romain Grosjean. Grosjean at the start finish line. He'll put it second quickest, a 31.695. Ricardo goes fifth quickest, a 32.044. Bottas holding ninth quickest. Arsenal goes fourth quickest on the softs. There's something he hasn't, he's proving he's not a lost cause thus yet. A 31.830 for the Arsenal machine. Here comes Hamilton down the hill. He's on the softs. So out of the softs, Arsenal's the fastest on the softs. Ricardo's second, he's in sixth. Arsenal's in fourth. Bottas is third quickest on the softs. A 32.175 has him 10th on the charts. And Verstappen's fourth quickest out of four, a 32.218. Lewis Hamilton now coming through turn 10. Jesus Christ. On his way down the straightaway, Grosjean and Marco are racing against each other. Marco wanted a clear track, and he's now working on Grosjean. He's on his outlap. I would not be trying to get any damage on my outlap. Tyler Marco sees otherwise. Here comes Grosjean. Grosjean looking down the inside. Tyler Marco at the start a timed lap here. I don't know what Grosjean's doing, especially if he's about to pit. Let him by. Grosjean trying to take him out to the outside, and Grosjean is not pitting. Now Tyler Marco, he's on a lap here. Hamilton goes 10th quickest, a 32.160. Tyler Marco diving into the inside of Grosjean, now side by side through turn 1. You should not hear this type of commentary in qualifying, but it is happening. Tyler Marco over the rumble strips out of turn 3, and now there's single file now. Tyler Marco ahead of Grosjean, and I believe Bottas is behind him. No, Bottas isn't. That's Hamilton and behind Grosjean. Now Tyler Marco looking to set a fast time. His opening part of his lap was not the way it needed to be. How you doing, Jay? Welcome to the broadcast here. Tyler Marco into turn 10 now, the slowest corner on the circuit, the prime passing opportunity, most technical and treacherous part of the circuit. Here comes Tyler Marco up the gears, DRS, the back wing is open up to turn 11. Can he rebound from the opening corner of his lap? Racing with Romain Grosjean, a little bit of understeer coming through turn 11, now working his way through turn 12. In the 13 now. A little bit of cutting the corner through 13. Now up the hill and down the hill for turn 14. And now Van Dorn, Vettel, Raikkonen, Ericsson, Hulkenberg, and Verline all on timed laps here. Here comes Tyler Marco. We're going to get another influx of lap times. Tyler Marco will go top of the charts, a 131.171, a 10th quicker than Alonso. Then Verline goes fourth quickest, a 131.776. Here comes Sebastian Vettel. He's on the soft tires, up the gears, looking for the start-finish line. Vettel will go eighth quickest, a 32.026. Next up, Raikkonen. Raikkonen's on the softs as well. He is coming out of turn 15 to the start finish line. Here comes Kimi Raikkonen. Raikkonen will go 10th quickest on the softs. Next up, Nico Hulkenberg. He's on the supers coming through turn 15. Hulkenberg to put the 19th lap time of the session. Hulkenberg goes third quickest. He went second quickest. I think Alonso just outdid his time. No, never mind. No, Hulkenberg just went a 131.487. And Ericsson went a 131.836. So right now, the bottom 5 and looking to be eliminated. Lance Stroll, not a shock. Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton, and Jolyon Palmer, all the bottom 5 now. 7.5 minutes remaining. Lance Stroll's working an outlap now. Those are your bottom 5. Lance Stroll's not a surprise. Hamilton, Bottas, and Verstappen are kind of expected since they are on the slower compound. And Jolyon Palmer just on the bad side of the charts right now. Just not fast. He showed promise in practice, and Palmer just not showing that same promise here later in the day. But as I said, the sessions as the sessions grow on, the sessions move throughout the day. It's a one-day session, one-day event here. The sessions move on through the day. The track gets cooler because now you see they're qualifying at sundown, and when they were in practice it was high noon. So the track does change. The track is cooler now. The track may not be to Palmer's car's liking, and he's now sat 16th on the charts. At the moment he would be eliminated. He has 6.5 minutes to get out of that hole. Right now everybody in the bottom 7 are on pit lane besides Lance Stroll. Out of the soft tire compound, Larry Arsenal did set the fastest time of a 131.830. Sebastian Vettel went second quickest on the softs, a 131.946. Larry Arsenal sat 7th on the charts. Sebastian Vettel 11th. Ricardo 12th. He set a 132.044. Raikkonen 13th, he's the 4th quickest on the softs, a 132.057. Hamilton 5th quickest on the softs, he's facing elimination at the moment in 17th, a 32.160. Bottas facing elimination, he's the 6th fastest on the softs, a 132.175. And Verstappen, the slowest on the softs, he's facing elimination with a 132.218. And I just realized, from about the 4th position all the way to the 19th position, those times are separated by 0.6 of a second. So many lap times separated by only 0.6. So now a relatively quiet track. We only see Lance Stroll on the track now. Here comes Daniel Kvyat and Jolyon Palmer. Palmer on the bubble looking to get out of the bottom 5. Here comes Lance Stroll into turn 14. Stroll to the start finish line. He will improve on his lap time up to a 132.587, but still 0.3 slower than 19th place Max Verstappen. Kvyat and Palmer on their way on the track now. And now Kevin Magnussen, he's on the bubble. He's a spot ahead of 5th. He's 2 spots ahead of Palmer, but he's only 0.5 tenth quicker than Palmer. I mean, these lap times are so close from 4th to 19th. They are so close. Especially the nitty-gritty part of the pack. I mean, you have Ricardo and Raikkonen and Magnussen and Massa all within the same 1/10 of a second. Oh, and Palmer. I mean, you have you have Ricardo to Palmer in the same 1/10 of a second. That is 5 drivers. Bottas and Verstappen now on outlaps. 3 minutes remaining in the session, along with Alonso and Arsenal. I don't understand why Arsenal's on his way back out to the track. Or Alonso. Alonso's 2nd quickest. I don't see what he's trying to do. Kvyat 6th quickest. Jolyon Palmer picks up the DRS on his way down the straightaway. Into turn 11. Comes Jolyon Palmer looking for the penultimate straightaway here at the Bahrain International Circuit. 2 minutes remain here in Q1, and there's a caution in Sector 1. Did not figure out what the caution was for. And And here comes Julian Palmer to the start finish line, looking to improve upon his lap time. He goes 11th quickest. At the moment, he is safe. That moves Felipe Massa down to the bubble, and he's starting his timed lap here. Kevin Magnussen, he's 15th. He's on the bubble. He's looking to improve his lap time. Bottas and Verstappen under the cut line. Hamilton's on an out lap, Stroll's in the pit lane. It's not like he was going to improve on his time anyway. He set his time on super softs, for God's sakes. And now everybody besides Tyler Markle and Lance Stroll are on out laps. Lance Stroll will not advance to Q2. Kevin Magnussen brings it 7th quickest, gets himself off the bubble, and now Kimi Räikkönen's on the bubble. Fernando Alonso top of the charts, a 131.121 here in Q1. That is a lot of ones. Fernando Alonso P1 with a 131.121 here in Q1. It's a mouthful. And Max Verstappen sets a slower lap time than what he said earlier. So at the moment, he did not improve on his time and is looking like he will not advance. Valtteri Bottas down the penultimate straightaway into turn 14. The bottom 5 do not advance out of Q1. Is Bottas going to be one of those who are able to advance? And Bottas will go 17th quickest. So outdo teammate Lewis Hamilton, but at the moment will not advance. Palmer, for the moment, is going to advance. At the moment, it's not certain he will advance. He sat 13th position. Now Lewis Hamilton, he's in the bottom 5. He's on the supers now, so Hamilton will look like he will advance if he just sets the right lap time. Räikkönen does look like he will advance if he sets the right lap time. Fernando Alonso even faster. I don't see what he's doing. He's already in the Q2 and he set a 131.114. That's P1 for Fernando Alonso in Q1. Lewis Hamilton, Larry Arsenal top of the charts at the last second, and Lewis Hamilton does advance to Q2. He gets 7th quickest. Kimi Räikkönen did advance to Q2. Now the sad story, Julian Palmer did not, Daniel Ricciardo did not, Valtteri Bottas did not, and Max Verstappen did not. What we expected when we came into the weekend. Lance Stroll did not advance to Q2. Stoffel Van Dorn did advance along with Marcus Ericsson, Kimi Räikkönen, Kevin Magnussen, Pascal Wehrlein, Kvyat Massa, Sainz, Hamilton, Vettel, Hulkenberg, Grosjean, Markle, Alonso, and Arsenal backwards top 10.
Alright, let's go.
Alright. Now 15 drivers going for 10 spots. They have 15 minutes. The track is now open for Q2. If you do make it into Q3, the set of tires you set your fastest lap on in this session will be the set of tires you start the race on. Stoffel Van Dorn, V first driver out on the track. Here comes both Toro Rossos. Here comes, I believe, Wehrlein. No, Ericsson did make it as well. So it was one of the Saubers. Here comes Vettel. All right. Oh, that's lovely. Somebody's actually in front of Stoffel Van Dorn. What? Oh, that would be the Toro Rosso. Daniel Kvyat glitched out in front of Stoffel Van Dorn. So, theoretically, Van Dorn was coming to take the green flag, but Daniel Kvyat will take the green flag here in Q2. Thank you for a video game for making it a reason to know it's a video game. So Daniel Kvyat will be the first driver to set a time this session, as opposed to Stoffel Van Dorn was going to be the first driver to set a time this session. Kvyat on his way down the hill, now through 5, 6, and now through 7. You can return 8, and it gets darker and darker. It gets closer to night, gets closer to race time, and the car should be set up as it Q1 was when you went out onto the track in Q1, that was the last time you can make a setup change prior to you going out onto the track in Q1. But now you get to really see if you made the right adjustment, and you don't get a chance to change it. Here comes Daniel Kvyat down the hill into 11, now back up the hill. Daniel Kvyat coming down the hill into turn 14. He's going to set the first time of Q2. Remember, the top 10 advance, the bottom 5 do not. Daniel Kvyat will set a 1:31.570. Top of the charts. Van Dorn a 1:32.006. Sainz a 1:31.594. Verline a 1:31.602. Sainz second. Verline third quickest. And waiting for more as they come in here. Massa a 1:31.889. Vettel top of the charts a 1:31.332. Magnussen fifth quickest, a 1:31.803. Hulkenberg third quickest, a 1:31.574. Absolutely insane. Next here comes Romain Grosjean. Grosjean will go second quickest, a 1:31.499. Raikkonen goes second quickest, a 1:31.393. And now it's a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment here in Q2. Now Marcus Ericsson working his way around the racetrack now. Marcus Ericsson coming out of turn 15 and to the start finish line. Marcus Ericsson will go 11th quickest, the slowest time so far. So Tyler Marko and Lewis Hamilton, they will be setting lap times together. Alonso's on an out lap here. Tyler Marko now out of 13 down the hill looking for 14. Lewis Hamilton goes top of the charts, a 1:31.218. And Tyler Markle, a 131.740 on the softs. At the moment, Tyler Markle facing elimination. Fernando Alonso coming out of the final corner, turn 15, and he's going to start his first time lap of Q2. Fernando Alonso will be the 14th driver to set a time this session. One driver who has still yet to set a time this session, the only driver left to set a time in Q2, Larry Arsenault. Tyler Markle wide through 11. I don't know if he was trying to improve on his previous lap time, but that's not how he's going to do it. Fernando Alonso now on his way down to turn 11. Let me just tell you, Lewis Hamilton spoiled the party big time for Ferrari. Ferrari was 1-2 and now he splits them on the rows now. Doesn't split them in position, they're still second and third, but they're in two different rows at the moment. I mean, it's still, we still have one more round to go before we actually set the front of the field. For at least those three, I am pretty certain they will make it to Q3. It's almost a given any weekend. Fernando Alonso to start finish line goes second quickest. Now he puts them back on the same row, but it's on the second row. Fernando Alonso a 131.246. At any moment now, we should see Larry Arsenault on his way onto the racetrack now. Fernando Alonso, the last driver to put a time, and he's on his way back to the pit lane. And as I say that, it looks like there's some wrestling in the Force India garage, ready to send Arsenault on the way. Yep, here comes his guide back onto the pit lane. Here comes Larry Arsenault. Arsenault will be entering the track as quiet as it will be for the rest of the night. Larry Arsenault on an outlap. He's trying to make it all the way back around past the pit lane before anybody else gets any funny ideas of setting a faster lap time. Larry Arsenault down the hill and into 8. One big thing that was noticed for Arsenault was that his inability to hit the apexes in the daytime. May that be easier for him in the nighttime, and it's a 131.099 for Fernando Alonso. He goes top of the charts, out overtaking Lewis Hamilton. And here comes Daniel Kvyat. He's on an outlap. It's not what Larry wants. He doesn't want people looking at the track and seeing people on their way out. Here comes the Sauber. Hello everybody, welcome to the broadcast. Hope you all enjoy yourselves. We're in Q2 right now. Larry Arsenault starting his first time lap of the session, and he's gonna have some traffic. Pascal Wehrlein is on an outlap, not terribly in front of Arsenault, but it gave him a scare for sure. Vettel is now working an outlap. Sainz is on an outlap. Kvyat, as we mentioned already, is on an outlap. Wehrlein is. Alonso working his way back to the pit lane with his new fastest lap he just set. And Tyler Markle on the bottom, in the bottom 5, not even on the bubble, just clear as day in the bottom 5, second in the bottom 5. So Markle will probably be on his way to set a lap time later in the session, but the only thing is setting a time later in the session means there's gonna be a very crowded racetrack. At the moment, it does not look too crowded. There's 5 drivers on the track now making times, but it's only going to get more crowded as the session wears on. 3.5 minutes into session. Larry Arsenault working his way up the hill. Here comes Larry Arsenault now working his way down to turn 14. Felipe Massa now working an out lap. Larry Arsenault out of turn 15 to start finish line. Arsenault's looking for top of the charts. 1:30.959 for Larry Arsenault. We now check in on the bottom 5. Felipe Massa, now Magnussen to 11, sends Marco down to 13th place. More to hold. Tyler Marcos to dig out of. Here comes Van Dorn. Pascal Wehrlein, he's on the bubble and he's working a lap right now. Actually, Daniel Kvyat is on his way to the start finish line. He's 8th place working a lap. Daniel Kvyat to the start finish line. Kvyat does not improve on his lap. Comes Wehrlein up the hill through turn 12. That would be Tyler Markle behind. No, that'd be Larry Arsenault behind Pascal Wehrlein. My bad. And at the moment, looks like Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton will be locking in their lap times. And Larry Arsenault, a 1:30.0 or .830. Oh, geez, a 1:30.0. Wehrlein does not. Wehrlein does not improve on his time. Vettel now up to second, a 1:30.924. Don't look too soon. Vettel now breaks into the 1:30s. Massa working a lap time right now. Van Dorn coming to the start finish line. Ericsson coming to the start finish line. Markle just started his second time lap of Q2. Massa on the lap. Here comes Magnussen. I believe he is on starting a time lap, but he may have just finished what was a 1:31.707. Let's see what Massa sets. And now Wehrlein on the bubble. Alonso and Hamilton. Though I'm pretty sure they will advance. They will have not. They're not back out on the track, and they are locking in for their lap times a 1:31.100 and a 1:31.218. Felipe Massa down into turn 14. Massa looking to get out of that bottom 5. Tyler Markle puts on the super socks because he knows he's never been in this position, but he doesn't want to risk it. Massa does not improve on his lap time. It's almost certain he will not advance. Wehrlein at the moment is 10th quickest, a 1:31.602. Wehrlein on the moment is on the bubble and will advance. Here comes Tyler Markle trying to give it all he's got into turn 14. Vettel's locking in his 1:30.924. Tyler Markle is going to be what sets it here, and it will be a 1:30.600. Top of the charts, Tyler Markle from the 13th position. That will knock out Pascal Wehrlein. Wehrlein will not advance, neither will Magnussen, neither will Massa, neither will Van Dorn, neither will Ericsson. Tyler Markle, Larry Arsenault, Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Räikkönen, your top 4 as we head in to the final session here at the Bahrain International Circuit. Q3. Here we go. Now it's even closer to race time. The track's nearly fully in nighttime here. The lights are on. The track is cool. It's almost time to go racing, but first we have to set the top half of the grid. Here comes Räikkönen And Science. Or no, both Toro Rossos made it into Q3, so that could be any of the Toro Rossos. Here comes Hamilton. Raikkonen, Kvyat, Hamilton. Here comes Alonso and Sainz out onto the racetrack now. Grosjean. Here comes Vettel. And that will be everybody besides Hulkenberg, Arsenal, and Markle. Here comes Hulkenberg out onto the track. Here comes Daniel Kvyat. He's coming through turn 14 and 15 to the start-finish line. Daniel Kvyat will take the green flag here in Q3, and then it's 10 minutes to decide who will start on the pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix here in Sakir, Bahrain. Daniel Kvyat rockets down into turn 1. In about a minute and a half, we're going to see an influx of lap times. 8 times to be exact, and out of those 8 times, they will look to see which one of them will start on the pole. Tyler, Marco, Larry Arsenal still have yet to make their way out onto the racetrack. Hulkenberg finally gets to the sector 3 line now on his out lap. Hey Jay, glad to know you're still here. Here comes Kvyat on his way down to turn 9, now into turn 10, very tight and treacherous. Very easy to make a mistake. There's Raikkonen in the background. Kvyat looking to see if he can start on the pole. Here he comes down into turn 11. Up the hill, here comes Kvyat. Daniel Kvyat through turn 13 onto the penultimate straightaway. Into turn 14 now. And through 15, Daniel Kvyat to the start-finish line, looking for top of the charts. It will be a 131.373. Here comes Raikkonen. Raikkonen goes top of the charts, a 131.182. Here comes Lewis Hamilton, top of the charts, a 131.137. Grosjean goes 4th. He ties Kvyat, a 131.373. Fernando Alonso, top of the charts, a 131 flat, my bad. Carlos Sainz goes 4th quickest, a 131.356. Sebastian Vettel, 2nd quickest, a 131.127. Arsenal's on the track. Here comes Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg to the start-finish line. Hulkenberg will go 5th quickest, a 131.315. Larry Arsenal now looking to start his first time lap, and let's ride on board. Arsenal looking to start on the pole, and he's quite the contender. Rocketing down into turn 1. He gets under the brakes at the 150-meter board, into the hairpin, out of 2, up the gears now. Up the gears and up the hill, looking for turn 4. In practice, turn 4 was his Achilles heel. Let's see if he can hit the apex here into 4. He will barely clip the apex. Now down the hill. Larry Arsenal looking into turn 8 now. He's got to hit the apex, and he does. He overdrives or overruns the curb on the inside. Here comes Arsenal up the hill into 9, down the hill into 10. Got to make turn 10 perfect. He goes a little wide on the exit. A little bit of understeer may affect his lap time and his chance at the pole here. Here comes Arsenal into 11. Still going full ham. Arsenal up the hill through turn 12 now. Looking for turn 13. Arsenal on the edge of control all the way down the hill on the penultimate straightaway, looking for turn 14. Larry Arsenal to the outside curb. Here he comes, start finish line. What's it gonna be for the Force India? A 1:30.373 for Larry Arsenal. Unbelievable. The fastest lap of the day. The question is, can teammate Tyler Markle outdo that lap? The track is now quiet for Tyler Markle. When does he make his way out onto the racetrack? Five and a half minutes remain here in Q3. The track now, as soon as Arsenal makes it into the pit lane, it'll be the quietest all day, and it will be just moments before the race starts. Getting ready for a fun night here in Sakir, Bahrain, for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Tyler Markle has not made his way out onto the track. Larry Arsenal is going to be coming into the pit lane now. And Tyler Markle is going to have to wait for Arsenal to get back into his garage stall. That might take a lot of time, and that might have drivers coming out of the pit lane on Markle's timed lap. So I'm not quite sure why he's waiting this long. But we'll see how long it takes for them to get Arsenal's car into the garage stall. Now just over 4 minutes remain here in Q3. Nobody on the track. What a lap from Larry Arsenal. He goes top of the charts and by a big margin. Just under 4 minutes remaining here. 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in Q3. 9 of the 10 drivers have set their lap times and their contentions for the pole. Larry Arsenal at the top of the charts, a 1:30.373. We're waiting on one more driver, Tyler Markle, before he comes on out. The 9 other drivers also probably will come out and try to beat the current lap times. Tyler Markle, not a clue what he's waiting for. The track is quiet as can be. Coming down to 3 minutes remaining. Here comes Tyler Markle. He's working his way out of his garage stall now. But is it too late? He might have drivers coming out of the pit lane when he comes by the start-finish line. Yep. Here comes Valtteri Bottas. The wrestling begins on pit lane.
Thank God I got out when I did.
Not a clue what Markle was doing. Here comes both Toro Rossos and Alonso and Hamilton, and here comes everybody. All 9 of them coming out in one queue. And Tyler Markle's on the other side of the track. Wait. No, Tyler Markle's not on the track. That's Larry Arsenal. Tyler Markle's waiting for the last possible moment. I don't know what in the hell he's doing. Here comes Tyler Markle out onto the racetrack. He's barely gonna make it back around. I mean, he will. Wait, I think. Yeah, he's gonna make it back around, but it's not gonna be enough time. If he makes a mistake on his lap, it's over. So Tyler Markle on his out lap now. Larry Arsenault coming into turn 14. He's going to try to set one more time, even faster than the one he set, looking to stay on the top of the charts. Larry Arsenault will take the green flag to his second timed lap of Q3. And as they approach the turn 3 sector line, there goes Kvyat and Grosjean and Sainz and Raikkonen, Alonso, Hamilton, Hülkenberg, Vettel, and they're waiting for Tyler Markle. Now Tyler Markle makes it to the turn 3 sector line, or turn 3 to the first sector line. Tyler Markle's gonna have one shot at the pole. Had almost 2 minutes of clear track and waited till the last possible moment to make it out onto the track. Here comes Larry Arsenault through turn 13. This is gonna be it. Whatever time they set across the start finish line will be the time they set and will be the order in which they start. Larry Arsenault into turn 14, looking to make sure he will outdo his teammate to the start finish line. Larry Arsenault will set a 129.757 for Larry Arsenault. There's the caution at sector 2. Don't know what that was about. Might have been Tyler Markle. I think he was the only driver in sector 2. He might not be getting this pole. To the start finish line, Daniel Kvyat looking to see if he can just break into the 130s. He won't. Grosjean, he'll make it to 8th. Sainz, he'll go 7th. Raikkonen goes 3rd. Alonso goes 2nd. Hülkenberg goes 6th. Vettel goes 3rd. Hamilton goes 5th. And waiting on Tyler Markle. It's going to be his only time here in Q3. Tyler Markle to the start finish line. What's it going to be? 2nd for Tyler Markle, a 130.305. Questionable on why he waited to the end. What?
I waited to the end because I was using older tires, so I could save a set for the race.
Okay. So Larry Arsenault, absolutely stunning lap for Larry Arsenault, a 129.756. Unbelievable. There you see it, the top 10 on your screen.
Was Larry practicing?
Larry Arsenault was a lost cause in practice, and here he is starting on the pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Need to remind you, top of the standings, Sebastian Vettel with 188 points. Tyler Markle 24 back. Very important number. Fernando Alonso 54 back, 2 races and 4 points for Fernando Alonso. Larry Arsenault 58 back. Oh, why is the race in daytime?
Why? I put it to official. Oh, it goes day to night in this one, remember?
Oh.
Like low, like afternoon.
Dang it. One of the full night race. But that's alright. So we're just moments away from the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix here in Sakir, Bahrain.
Wait, why am I not starting in softs? No, I had it switch now, man. Cause I went faster.
Alright. And it's time to get her prepared to start the Bahrain Grand Prix. let's go through our starting grid. On the pole, Larry Arsenal with the fastest lap of the weekend. And alongside of him will be teammate Tyler Merkel. In the second row, Fernando Alonso from McLaren and Sebastian Vettel from Ferrari, the championship leader. In the third row, Kimi Räikkönen from Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton from Mercedes. In the fourth row, Nico Hülkenberg from Renault and Carlos Sainz from Toro Rosso. In the fifth row, Romain Grosjean from Haas and Daniel Kvyat from Toro Rosso. In row 6,
how you doing?
Pascal Wehrlein from Sauber and Kevin Magnussen from Haas. In row 7, Felipe Massa from Williams and Stoffel Vandoorne from Mercedes. In row 8, Marcus Ericsson from Sauber.
And boo you too.
I said Stoffel Vandoorne from McLaren. My bad. Marcus Ericsson from Sauber will be starting 15th on the 8th row. And Jolyon Palmer from Renault. In row 9,
it is 11:07 for me. If it's 4 a.m. for you, whatever conflicts, remember we're different time zones.
Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull and Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes. And in row 10, Max Verstappen for Red Bull and Lance Stroll for the Williams. Not a shocker. Let's see if we can get one quick word in with Larry Arsenal. Larry, what a turnaround this weekend has been. You, sorry to say it, but you were a lost cause, and right, there was no hope for you in my books. But you set a stunning lap in Q3. What was the turnaround this weekend?
I don't know what was going on in practice. The car just was oversteering like no other. I couldn't get the thing to get any grip on the corners, and I'm sure getting stuck behind Ricciardo didn't help matters either, but team did a great job getting us out there and qualifying when there weren't really that many cars on track, and just being able to let this thing sing the way that it did.
Alright, let's see how many cars need to grid up. Anyway, good luck today. Alright, all you fans who came out to this lonely track in the middle of nowhere here in the desert, I want you fans here in Bahrain, I want you all on your fin. You know why? Because it's time to get her going. 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. Arsenal does not get off the line, but Marco does. They're looking 3 wide. Here comes Fernando Alonso on the outside. 4 wide for the lead. Sebastian Vettel today is almost 5 wide with Raikkonen. They go 3 wide, they're 4 wide for second. Tyler Marco somehow breaks out to second. Raikkonen third, Alonso fourth, and Vettel's in the pack. They're 3 wide back in the pack. Hülkenberg up to fourth, and he'll clear from Grosjean into fifth. He's side by side with Alonso. There's a caution in sector 1. No idea what it's for. I can't tell. Nobody did spin. The caution was cleared, and now everybody down to single file. That scared them. They were not allowed to overtake under the yellow. So everybody singled it out really quickly here. That was a little disappointing. It looked really action-packed back in the middle of the pack. They were looking to see if they could make up as most spots as they could. And especially the bottom 4 drivers, especially the drivers from Red Bull and Valtteri Bottas, they did not make up any spots on the start. They did not already have a great qualifying. They were already eliminated because they chose what I think is a terrible strategy for drivers who know they can't make it into round 2 on the softs. But they went on the softs in Q1 and they just could not make it into round 2, and now they're stuck back there, especially if everybody's singling it out because you can't overtake under the caution. Larry Arsenal sets the fastest lap. It's a 1:38.119. Ricciardo loses a spot to Vandoorne. Bottas now up 2, and Magnussen and Ericsson and Palmer into the pit lane. Maybe they had contact because there's no... The right front of Magnussen's wing is gone. The left front of Ericsson's wing is gone. There goes Magnussen and Vandoorne and Ricciardo. 5 drivers at the back of the field all pit for what seems to be new front wings. That's probably what the caution was for. There's so much debris. 5 drivers losing parts of their front wing in one corner. What an insane turn of events. What in the world happened? It's 5 drivers on their way out of the pit lane now. Fresh front wings. Kevin Magnussen in 16th, Palmer 17th, Ericsson 18th, Ricardo 19th, and Van Dorn in 20th. Back up front, Larry Arsenault still leads now 3/10 over his teammate Tyler Markle. Tyler Markle dives into the inside of turn 11. Now side by side of him up the hill into 12, trying to give each other as much room as possible. Looking for the crossover into 13. Tyler looking down the inside of Larry. Larry goes wide out of 13. Tyler with the advantage. Into turn 14. Tyler Markle will clear Larry Arsenault for the race lead, and he'll take the lead here lap 3. Kimi Räikkönen in second. Tyler Markle with the fastest lap, but gets overtaken by Kimi Räikkönen at 1:35.149. The top 3 have broken away. DRS is enabled. Here comes Larry Arsenault for another overtake. Back to the race lead goes Arsenault. Räikkönen waiting in the wings. Valtteri Bottas fastest lap at 1:34.339. Mark on the outside, Arsenault on the inside as they approach turn 4. On board with Kimi Räikkönen, Tyler Markle gets the run off the corner on the outside. They fall into single file, and Räikkönen's still up here as they continue to battle for the top spot. Arsenault goes wide through 7, opens the door for Räikkönen to make up some time. Arsenault misses the apex in 8. Räikkönen continues to pressure on Arsenault. Now into turn 10. It's now over a second already for Tyler Markle. Larry Arsenault now under pressure for Kimi Räikkönen. The back wing is open on the Ferrari. Arsenault was able to bring it back within 1 second. Now 9/10. Tyler goes wide through 11. Brings Larry Arsenault right back into this. And the top 3 continue to duke it out for the top spot. All within 0.8 of a second. The top 3 now. So Tyler Markle out in front, but 0.6 of a second over Larry Arsenault. Now half a second. Both have DRS. They're closing on Markle, looking to make the overtake. Here comes Arsenault. Räikkönen looks to the inside, but is blocked by Arsenault. Arsenault down to the inside of Markle. Now side by side, Arsenault hits the curb, loses the momentum, and Räikkönen still in third. Verline and Vettel. Vettel's back in the 9th position. This will be a huge points day for Tyler Markle. Almost to the championship lead, and unless Vettel falls out of the top 10, that'll be perfect for Tyler Markle. He will take the championship lead, provided Vettel doesn't get a top 10. Vettel and Verline now side by side for the 9th and 10th position out of turn 4. Verline looking to clear Vettel. Vettel has to check up because Verline tried to take the line away, trying to get apex. There on the gearbox of Vettel. No DRS for Pascal Verline. Vettel and Kvyat did have DRS though. That should tighten the battle back up.
Oh Lord, what's going on with Massa?
Felipe Massa very slow on the racetrack, now down a lap. Left front puncture on lap 4 for Felipe Massa. Must have ran over some debris because it is too early for there to be a puncture on the left front. And Vettel now out of the points, falls behind Kvyat. Kvyat had the DRS on Vettel on the straightaway, but here comes Vettel back to the inside of Kvyat. Kvyat gets the curve, they make contact through turn 3. They continue to make contact down the straightaway into 4. Kvyat clears Vettel. Hamilton on Hulkenberg. Alonso, he could have made up some great points here if he can get up to the front, but he's back in 8th, and trading for the top spot. Arsenal back up front. No, Tyler Markle back up front. My bad. But Arsenal's there. Raikkonen's there. Grosjean looking ahead to see he's got an opportunity if these three take each other out. And these three are battling hard for the top spot here, all within half a second of each other. Arsenal, Raikkonen, Arsenal to pit lane. So now Raikkonen, major slipstream, DRS on Tyler Markle. It's now a battle for the top spot. Kvyat pits with Arsenal, bringing Vettel back into the top 10, now in 9th. I believe that's for pit strategy. Never even got a chance to recap the restart because the action continues to pour on here. Raikkonen still pressuring on Tyler Markle, and I guess we'll go ahead and we'll review the start of the race. Grosjean continues to close in as well. So at the moment, Tyler Markle leading the Bahrain Grand Prix, 1 spot ahead from where he started. Raikkonen up 3, up in 2nd, battling for the lead of this race. Grosjean up 6 from where he started in 3rd. There was a major drama on the opening lap coming off of turn 3. Major jostling for position. Everyone everywhere, 3 and 4 wide out of 3. Sainz up 4 from where he started in the 4th position. Hamilton up 1 in 5th. Hülkenberg up 1 in 6th. Alonso down 4 in 7th. He had a nice run going and would have been making a lot of points up on Vettel right now, but he's back in 7th, not going to make up that many. Verline up 3 in 8th, did not make it to Q3, but now riding 8th position. Vettel down 5 in 9th. And then we got a triplet here. Bottas, Verstappen, and Stroll all up 8 from where they started. And then the 8 behind Stroll have all pitted. Arsenal down 12, Kvyat down 4, Magnussen down 3. Arsenal and Kvyat pitted for strategy. And Massa blew a tire on lap 4, I believe, from running over debris. And Palmer, Ericsson, Ricciardo, more cars into the pit lane. There's a caution in Sector 3. Several cars into the pit lane now.
It's Vettel.
Sebastian Vettel with an issue. Vettel lost spots, now back to Stroll. No idea what happened. Vettel's still in the points, but he lost the position to Stroll. No idea what happened, and there's no footage for us to go back on to see what happened to Vettel. But that Ferrari does not look fast and does not look right. But as I was saying, yeah, Palmer, Ericsson, Ricciardo, Van Dorn, they all pitted for new front wings. And I guess Massa ran over some debris and he had to pit. I believe Magnussen also did pit for a front wing. Kvyat pitted on strategy. And now several others just pitted for to fulfill their strategy. Now the top 8 have yet to pit. Lance Stroll in the 8th position. That's a shocker to say in itself. Right now ahead of championship leader Sebastian Vettel and Larry Arsenault, who was battling for the race lead. Here comes Larry Arsenault. Now Tyler Markle, Carlos Sainz, and Lewis Hamilton all pit. Kimi Räikkönen takes over the lead of this race. Pascal Wehrlein up to 2nd. Here comes Sebastian Vettel into the pit lane. And Lance Stroll now into the top 5. No, he does not get around Tyler Markle. Wow, not what Lance Stroll wanted. Stroll at least wanted the chance to lead a lap here, but was not able to fulfill that. Vettel now down to 16th, 17th position. He still has to come out of the pit lane down to 18th.
Oh, Stroll, what are you doing?
Vettel comes out in front of Van Dorn. Vettel with some issues is now at the moment going to have the lead reduced down to 14 points, but Tyler Markle still has yet to get to the position he's supposed to be in. The 4 drivers in front of him still have yet to pit. The only driver at the moment who looks like they could shatter Tyler's dreams of taking over the championship lead of this race is Kimi Räikkönen, possibly Larry Arsenault, but Arsenault is being held up by Stroll right now, so that chance for Arsenault to do that is quickly fading and fading. Now, welcome everybody to the broadcast here, working lap 8 of 29 for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Arsenault dives into the inside of Stroll. Stroll still has yet to pit, now back to 7th place.
I'm done getting held up by that prick.
Some communication from Arsenal. There goes Raikkonen and Bottas. Pascal Wehrlein takes over the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Verstappen up to 2nd. And Tyler Markle will go up to 3rd. Bringing the championship lead that Vettel has. And Raikkonen comes out behind Markle, yep. And Arsenal looking to get around Raikkonen. Raikkonen waited too long to pit. I don't know what strategy Ferrari had for Raikkonen, but that's not a good one. Bottas now pitting, and Palmer and Ricciardo also pitting again. Now Arsenal 4th, Tyler Markle 3rd, Raikkonen 5th. That is the theoretical battle for the lead. Pascal Wehrlein is leading this race as he comes off of turn 10 for the Sauber. Max Verstappen, you see him in the background, possibly trying to lead a lap. Pascal Wehrlein, driver of the number 94 Sauber, leading here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Still on the super soft compound, still has yet to pit. But what a great run it's already been for this Sauber team. Pascal Wehrlein out of 14 and through 15 on the curb on the outside. Looking at here, he comes into pit lane now. Max Verstappen follows suit, and this is going to cycle Tyler Markle up to the race lead. And when it's all said and done, Larry Arsenault with the fastest lap. It's a 1:34.264. Arsenault looking to make the overtake on Tyler Markle. It's a huge difference right there. Hey, Cody. Huge difference right there. Tyler Markle's able to fend off Larry Arsenault. And at the moment, the way it's playing out right now, Sebastian Vettel back in the 14th position. Sebastian Vettel will not, at the moment, will not be earning points for this race. And Tyler Markle will be earning 25. And if my math is correct, that'll bring Tyler Markle 1 point above Sebastian Vettel. Last week, the amazing finish in, no, never mind. That was 2 weeks ago for Belgium. That brought the lead down to almost within 1 race. But Tyler Markle was able to fend off Sebastian Vettel for the 2nd position in Silverstone. Vettel was able to fend off, I believe, Alonso. And so that did not make any more of a difference. But Tyler Markle was able to fend off Sebastian Vettel in Silverstone. Got him 3 more points, which brought the lead within 1 race. And now, this is the kind of race Tyler Markle wanted. He wanted a near-perfect race, him up front. Probably not wanting to battle for the lead, but at least capable of leading this race. And Sebastian Vettel to have issues. We still have no idea what had happened to Vettel. But all we know is there was a caution in Sector 3 for Sebastian Vettel, and then his car looked off for the next lap. He did then pit the next lap. Here comes Larry Arsenault to the inside of Tyler Markle. He will clear him into 1. Markle trying to fend off from Raikkonen. And Raikkonen trying to get his first victory of the season. Ericsson to pit lane. Let's take a look at how many pit stops everybody's made. You see the drivers who had pitted for front wings on the opening lap, which was, oh, here comes Tyler Markle back to the outside of Larry Arsenault. Arsenault on the supers, Markle on the softs. Markle will clear Arsenault into turn 9. Raikkonen still there, perfect view of it. You see the brakes glowing on that Force India. And you see the drivers with 2 pit stops, Kevin Magnussen, Julian Palmer, Daniel Ricciardo, Marcus Ericsson, and Stoffel Vandoorne. They all had a first lap run-in, which made them have to come in on lap 1 to fix their front wings. Everybody else with 1 pit stop have just attained to their strategy. Here comes Larry Arsenal. Arsenal under attack from Kimi Räikkönen. Arsenal on the supers. Marco goes wide out of 13. Here comes Grosjean. Grosjean brings it within 2 seconds. Tyler Markle under attack from Larry Arsenal. Räikkönen was following suit, but now Räikkönen follows the suit of Tyler Markle, overtaking Larry Arsenal. What a clever move from the Ferrari. But don't low. Here comes Larry Arsenal into the pit lane, but don't look too soon. It's Romain Grosjean. Kimi Räikkönen trying to take the lead of this race, and it's Romain Grosjean bringing it within 1 second of Tyler Markle. Kimi Räikkönen loses the lead. Tyler Markle clears. Räikkönen. Here comes Grosjean. Grosjean looking to battle for second. Räikkönen with the defensive line. This may be what Tyler Markle wants. To the outside goes Grosjean. Räikkönen trying to take him all the way off the track. They're still side by side down the hill of 5, 6, and 7. Through 7. Grosjean looking to up to second, trying to clear Räikkönen. Räikkönen still down there into 8. Oh my god, wheel-to-wheel race now. Over 2 seconds is the gap between Markle and Grosjean. I don't know if Grosjean can close in that gap by himself. Here comes onto the second DRS straight. Grosjean 2 seconds behind Tyler Markle. And everybody's on the soft tire except for Valtteri Bottas. Arsenal had pitted, putting him in 12th. Vettel's now in 11th. If Vettel were to finish 10th, the championship would be tied. Now down the front straightaway, it's a second and a half that Grosjean has to make up. He has to defend from Kimi Räikkönen now. Side by side into turn 1. Grosjean just pulled half a second, but now Räikkönen side by side with him. Through turn 3 now. Brings it. Tyler Markle opens the lead now up to 2.5 seconds over Grosjean. Here comes Carlos Sainz. Sainz is trying to close up in the battle for second. And this is exactly what Tyler Markle wanted. Felipe Massa making a second pit stop now. Had a puncture on lap 4. I believe running over that front wing debris in sector 1. 3 seconds is now the lead Tyler Markle has over Romain Grosjean. Grosjean now trying to open up a slight gap to Kimi Räikkönen. Just over half a second is the gap between himself and Räikkönen. 0.6 of a second at DRS. The back wings open on everybody but Grosjean here. Hello, Car 20.
Oh.
Welcome to the broadcast. Something amiss.
This session no longer exists.
On the Force India. Larry Arsenal riding in 12th position right now. Going to be falling off the pace here very shortly. Tyler Markle with the fastest lap. It's a 1:34.078 for Tyler Markle. He's now opening up that gap to Romain Grosjean. Grosjean almost no pressure from Räikkönen. Yes, still within a second. At the moment, not pressuring him enough. Grosjean was not able to make up much time, losing 2.5 tenths to Grosjean, or to Tyler. Grosjean lost those 2.5 tenths. Now back down to 3 tenths. Räikkönen just following suit, not really pressuring Grosjean.
My car.
You should just be able to.
I'm great, and you? Sainz looking to stay within 1 second of Räikkönen. Fell out of that 1 second out under attack from Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton at the moment not really in championship contention, looking to change that, and there's a caution in sector 1.
It's when Larry took his car back over Emerson.
Yep, Larry Arsenal back up to speed. Something happened. on that Force India. Back up to speed now. Lost up about 6
DRS
seconds to Larry Arsenault. DRS is broken?
For him, it was broken. That's what happened.
DRS is broken. Wasn't within 1 second of Vettel, but
I haven't had it though in a long time.
Tyler Markle continues to lead the Bahrain Grand Prix. 2.5 seconds to gap over Romain Grosjean. Grosjean nearly pulling a second over Kimi Räikkönen. And Grosjean looking to see if he can win his first Grand Prix.
Oh,
into the 2.5 seconds. It's good to hear. And now, oh, it just says he joined now. It's 1.5 seconds between Tyler Markle and Romain Grosjean. One more mistake out of Tyler Markle, and he may lose this lead. On board of Romain Grosjean now, chasing down a potential Grand Prix victory in his sights. Tyler goes wide through 8. Tyler continues to go wide now through 10. May have helped him get a decent run off the corner. Now Grosjean's nearly pulled within 1 second of Tyler Markle. Tyler continues to go wide. Something may be amiss on that Force India, and I have no idea what it can be. It's now within 1 second of Tyler Markle. Romain Grosjean bringing Kimi Räikkönen with him. If they battle long enough, Sainz is going to be into the picture along with Hamilton. Tyler Markle digging himself a hole, continuing to lead this Grand Prix, but for how much longer? Within 1 second, Romain Grosjean with the DRS. Kimi Räikkönen as well. Räikkönen looking, peeking to the inside of Grosjean. Neither of them make the overtake attempt. Hamilton on Sainz.
I'm fine.
Side by side.
Okay.
Bottas and Verline side by side. This is for 7th. Verline trying to clear. Sainz and Hamilton still side by side. Hamilton trying to get around Sainz on the outside. Verline will clear Bottas. Oh, Sainz got into Hamilton, and this is going to clearly end their chances of trying to get a Grand Prix victory. They were so close, and now they're down to 5 seconds. Fernando Alonso now in 6th, looking to pounce, maybe make his way up into the standings, try to get himself some points on Sebastian Vettel. He's now over 2 races. Or right now he would be under 2 races, but entering this race he was over 2 races on Sebastian Vettel. Kimi Räikkönen to the inside of Romain Grosjean. This is what Tyler... No! Tyler Markle goes wide. Räikkönen to the race lead. Grosjean follows suit. Tyler Markle back into the track right in between Grosjean and Räikkönen. Kimi Räikkönen to the race lead here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. This time by, there will be 13 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. Tyler Markle had this lead. He's now just trying to maintain the position he's in. Romain Grosjean to the pit lane. Tyler Markle closing the gap under braking into turn 1. Oh, I'm sorry to hear, Jay. Romain Grosjean pitting for the mediums. I am assuming he's trying to attempt to make it to the end. Larry Arsenault with the fastest lap of a 1:33.437. Sebastian Vettel now into the points, 1 point. But Tyler Markle's in 2nd. So at the moment, Sebastian Vettel holds his championship lead. It would be 6 points that Sebastian Vettel has over Tyler Markle. Now side by side for the race lead into turn 10. Räikkönen wants Tyler wide. Räikkönen tries to give him room. They're still side by side. Markle clears Räikkönen. And neither of them got DRS.
Yeah, I don't know why. Unless we were like dead even.
DRS didn't budge for either of them. This is...
I know, don't matter. She posted.
They continue to battle for the top spot. This is going to bring Sainz and Hamilton back into the picture. This time they'll bring Fernando Alonso. Here comes Tyler Markle into the pit lane. He says, I've had enough. Put me on the tire. For fuck's sakes. Here comes Hamilton. No, Hamilton stays out, but here comes Sainz and Alonso. And Bottas.
Oh yeah, hell. God, screw those two.
Nico Hulkenberg. And now Kimi Räikkönen leads the Bahrain Grand Prix, 2.5 seconds over Kimi Räikkönen, Pascal Wehrlein in third, Max Verstappen in fourth, Sebastian Vettel in fifth. Right now would gain points on Tyler Markle, would make it over one race. If a safety car were to come out, strategies would flip so much. Everything would shake up so much. Right now, Vettel, that's what he's hoping for. The only way he's going to retain his championship lead at the moment, what it looks like, or at least keep an advantage over Tyler Markle, not have it tied up, would be a safety car or somebody in front of him having issues. Vettel wants preferably both. Räikkönen opening up the lead, now another 10th on Räikkönen. The middle of pit cycles here. Tyler Markle goes to the medium. I believe the tire you want to go on is the medium, trying to make it 2VN. That's what everybody's saying. You see the grab bag of strategies. Hamilton into the pit lane now. Wehrlein up to second. Here comes Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel and Larry Arsenault. Tyler Markle now up the order once again, up to fourth. Trying to pass. Here goes Lewis Hamilton up to third. Grosjean follows suit. Hamilton makes the overtake on Sainz. The undercut. The undercut on Sainz works for Hamilton up to the 5th position. Theoretically, the 4th position, Pascal Wehrlein still has yet to pit, and Kimi Räikkönen, assuming he stays with Tyler Markle or in that battle, but Tyler Markle at the moment undercutting Kimi Räikkönen. But this is the medium tire compound. How long does it take for there to be an advantage? Does Räikkönen have an advantage being on the softs right now, or is he losing that advantage? Right now, 21 seconds is the gap between Räikkönen and Markle. Is that the gap you need for to make a pit stop and retain that position? See if Kimi Räikkönen pits this time by. This time by will be 10 laps remaining in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Yep, it would be this time by. Last time, teammate Sebastian Vettel and championship points leader Sebastian Vettel pitted. Now, Räikkönen into the pit lane. Pascal Wehrlein stays out, and he will take the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Kimi Räikkönen onto the softs again. No, onto the mediums. It glitched. All right. Räikkönen onto the mediums. Here comes Tyler Markle. They're going to be side by side on pit exit. It's a race off of pit road. Tyler Markle will get around Räikkönen, and so will Grosjean, but dives into the corner. Räikkönen will come out behind Grosjean. The undercut works for Tyler Markle, the theoretical leader. Grosjean has some ground to make up, but he's not out of it. Ricardo, Palmer, Ericsson, Van Dorn all pit. Again, those are the drivers who pitted lap 1 for front wing damage. I believe Magnussen's pitted.
Oh, Vettel. See you later.
That's just Cody. Don't worry about it, Jay. And Larry Arsenault, it's gotten around Sebastian Vettel. He was battling with him all race. So that's going to help out his teammate in the championship standings. I don't know how Larry Arsenault himself will do. Romain Grosjean to the theoretical lead. This is actually second position as Pascal Wehrlein retains his race lead. And Wehrlein actually opening up a gap now with these two battling. If Wehrlein somehow were able to open up 21 seconds before he pitted, it would be insane. Obviously, that is highly unlikely to happen. But Wehrlein setting himself up for some more points here. Wehrlein into the pit lane now. So this time by, Romain Grosjean is going to take the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix at the start-finish line. Wehrlein still had it, but they go past now. Raikkonen in third, Hamilton in fourth. Tyler Markle dives into the inside of Grosjean. They're still side by side through two. Now through three, Tyler looks for the crossover. We'll get the position on Grosjean. Grosjean's not done. Here comes Raikkonen. Raikkonen looking to overtake Grosjean. They're going to be side by side into turn 4. They can't battle too much or they're going to lose time to Tyler Markle. Especially Grosjean. Grosjean should just let Raikkonen by, let him show him the way, and Raikkonen does go by and clears him. They will retain DRS on Tyler Markle. Lewis Hamilton's 2 seconds behind Tyler Markle. Here comes Kimi Raikkonen to the race lead. Raikkonen goes wide entering 10, and Tyler Markle going to come back. No, Raikkonen with a run off the corner. He'll clear Tyler Markle. Markle with the DRS along with Grosjean. It's now under 2 seconds for Lewis Hamilton. Tyler Markle dives into the inside of Kimi Raikkonen. They make contact. Raikkonen shoves Tyler off the track. Tyler falls into second, almost clipping the front wing of Romain Grosjean. Nighttime falls, the cars will start to handle different, especially on the medium tire. Least amount of grip, but the tire that can last the longest. There's going to be so much grip on the track, I believe the medium tire will have grip. Down the front straightaway, Alonso and Sainz battling for position. Tyler Markle dives to the inside. It can be this entertaining. Oh, Raikkonen, Tyler Markle cuts the corner, but gets the position. Grosjean looking to the inside of Raikkonen now. Grosjean up to second, trying to clear Raikkonen. They make contact in 4. Again, Grosjean should just let Raikkonen by. He knows Raikkonen's faster. Don't want to give up your chance of winning the Grand Prix. But they continue to be side by side. Raikkonen clears Grosjean. Here comes Hamilton again. They continue to battle. Alonso got around Sainz on the front stretch. Raikkonen back to the race lead. I believe Tyler went wide. Here comes Grosjean. Grosjean up to second. Goes wide through 10. Tyler trying to get to the inside of Grosjean, and Grosjean will clear him. Now Markle back to third. Vettel's in 12th, so at the moment looking not to get points, but here comes Hamilton. Hamilton trying to bring it in with 1 second of the car in front of him. Tyler Markle dives into the inside of Grosjean, and I believe Hamilton's going to get DRS on Grosjean. Alonso has DRS on Hamilton, and it's going to be a several car battle for the race, for the win here at Bahrain. Kimi Raikkonen continues to lead half a second over Tyler Markle. Almost a second between Markle and Grosjean. Grosjean closing in with the slipstream into turn 14. I try. Battles every lap? I don't know, man. It happens. Romain Grosjean closing in on Tyler Markle. I don't know what had happened, but there is a huge gap now between Grosjean. Oh, it's now Alonso, Sainz, and Hamilton battling. Tyler Markle looking to overtake for the race lead. Clears Raikkonen through turn 2. Tyler Markle overtook him on the outside. 4-car battle for fourth. Alonso to 4th. Sainz in 5th. Wehrlein looking to clear Hamilton for 6th. Wehrlein up to the 6th position. And it's still a 3-car battle for the top spot here at Bahrain. Fernando Alonso looking to make that a 4, maybe more battle here at Bahrain.
Come on, Hulkenberg, give me the point.
Raikkonen with the overtake on Markle. Clears Markle. Markle looking to try to cross over. Tyler drives it into 11. Stays with Raikkonen. Still Grosjean. Drivers have been driving really cleanly, but for how much longer? Coming this time by will be 6 laps remaining in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Marco a little wide. Grosjean stays with him. Alonso a second and a half behind Grosjean. If they battle a little bit more, Alonso's going to be in this. Arsenal into the points. Arsenal will get, at the moment, 1 point as he overtakes Nico Hülkenberg for the 10th position. I can see that too. Tyler Markle brings it down to 0.2 of a second with DRS looking to make the overtake on Raikkonen. Dives into the inside of turn 1. Gets oversteer on the exit, but will get the run off the corner through turn 3 at the preferred line. Tyler Markle looking to clear Raikkonen. Here comes Grosjean. On board of Romain Grosjean. It's almost a second between Grosjean and Alonso. It's within 1 second for Fernando Alonso. If they can keep that and they continue to close in, it's not going to be a several car battle for the win here in Bahrain. Marco goes wide. Here comes Raikkonen. Major oversteer for the Force India. Raikkonen in the Ferrari. Romain and Grosjean in the Haas. Marco goes wide out of 10. Raikkonen checks up. Grosjean there. Now Alonso's within 1 second of the race lead. On board Fernando Alonso in the McLaren. Raikkonen to the inside of Tyler Markle. Raikkonen trying to take the lead. Markle goes wide. Markle trying to hold on to the car. They're now coming up back into third. Here comes Alonso. Alonso sees an opportunity to get onto the podium. And it's now several cars under a blanket. 6 cars within 2 seconds of each other. 6 cars within a second and a half of each other. And DRS, it's going to be a slipstream DRS fest on the front stretch. Here they go. 6 cars. Romain Grosjean in second, looking to overtake Raikkonen for the lead. Larry Arsenal with the fastest lap. Here comes Tyler Markle closing the gap. Dives to the inside of Grosjean. Loses the momentum, trying to get it back through turn 3 with the crossover. Tries to get around Grosjean. Takes him wide. Over a second now.
On turn 1.
Over a second now between Raikkonen and Markle. Markle clears Grosjean. Grosjean lets him by. Now Alonso in 4th, looking to get onto the podium. 5 laps to go. This time by will be 4 laps remaining in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Larry Arsenault up to the 8th position. If he plays his cards right and something happens, he may win this Grand Prix. Out of top 7 looking to try to get involved in this whole battle as everybody starts to string out a little bit. Tyler now opens over a second and a half on Grosjean. Now Tyler's up to Kimi Raikkonen. Major dirty air gets the car. Major oversteer on the exit. It's understeer. Tyler Markle setting up for Kimi Raikkonen to overtake him on the outside, entering turn 14 side by side. This time by will be 4 laps to go. Raikkonen takes him wide off the track. Now still, it's going to be a slipstream fest. Grosjean trying to bring it within 1 second of Tyler Markle. He does. But Grosjean gain overtake. Tyler Markle major wiggle entering turn 1, looking to overtake Raikkonen. He'll clear him. Tyler Markle to the race lead here at Bahrain, but it's not over just yet. Raikkonen fighting back. Grosjean and Alonso. Alonso wants a podium. 3 wide for 3rd. Here comes Sainz to the inside. Sainz will fall back in line. Here comes Verline, and Larry Arsenault's made an appearance. Arsenault's now back in 7th in the Force India. Dives to the inside of Verline.
Sorry, Verline.
Verline now gets passed by Bottas. Verline to 8th. An aggressive move by Larry Arsenault.
Let's follow up with one more.
Tyler Markle side by side with Kimi Raikkonen for the race lead. Overtakes Kimi Raikkonen on the straight with DRS. Here comes Fernando Alonso trying to reel it in. It is within 1 second of Kimi Raikkonen. Now trying to maintain that. Here comes Larry Arsenault up through the field. Arsenault, a few laps ago, didn't have a chance at a podium. Now has a chance at a race win. a few laps ago, Arsenal wasn't even in the points. Here comes Larry Arsenal. He's in the top 5. He's within a second and a half of the Grand Prix victory. 3 laps to go this time by. Kimi Räikkönen leads over, or Tyler Markle leads over Kimi Räikkönen. Räikkönen with the overtake attempt to the inside, side by side at the start-finish line. Räikkönen overtakes Markle. Markle looks to the inside, falls back in line. Here comes a Fernando Alonso. Tyler Markle dives to the inside. Fernando Alonso holds his line. Larry Arsenal trying to overtake Romain Grosjean. He'll get up to 4th. Here comes Arsenal looking around Alonso onto the podium for Arsenal. Arsenal looking to overtake Tyler Markle for 2nd. Arsenal with the huge run off the corner. He's on the faster tires. Larry Arsenal stealing the thunder, trying to steal a Grand Prix victory. Arsenal a few laps ago didn't even have points. Oh, teammates. Tyler Markle loses his front wing running into the back of Larry Arsenal.
Couldn't stop.
Arsenal stealing the thunder. Where did he come from? Larry Arsenal now with DRS looking to try to get around Kimi Räikkönen, a new player in this battle for the win. It says on the leaderboard that Arsenal's on the mediums, but he's on the softs.
He's on the mediums.
I'm on the mediums.
Why is it yellow?
I don't know.
2 laps remaining here in the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's Kimi Räikkönen running away with it, or so you think. Larry Arsenal with the DRS trying to reel it in with Kimi Räikkönen. And it's going to be from no points to the race lead for Larry Arsenal. Side by side with Kimi Räikkönen now. Up the hill, Tyler Markle trying to get up into this battle within 1 second of Larry Arsenal. Arsenal will clear Räikkönen, and in just a span of a few laps, Larry Arsenal goes from no points to a potential victory. Tyler goes wide through turn 7, looking to get to the inside of Räikkönen. 1.5 laps remaining. Arsenal just got to have a perfect lap and a half here. Räikkönen will have DRS, and so will Tyler Markle. There should not be a threat from 4th on back, but who knows? In the world of Formula 1, Larry Arsenal scooting away from Kimi Räikkönen. Larry Arsenal on the penultimate straightaway to start the penultimate lap. No, this is the ultimate lap. The final lap for Larry Arsenal. 0.6 of a second is the lead he has on Kimi Räikkönen. Tyler Markle falling in the distance. Alonso, no chance at a podium just yet. Grosjean went from leading this Grand Prix back into 5th place. Not even on the podium for Romain Grosjean. Sainz battling Valtteri Bottas for 6th. No, but we can. There's only qualifying the same day as the race. Tyler goes really wide on Räikkönen. Tyler, and around he goes, losing points, valuable points. He doesn't lose the position. Now he's trying to hard to fend off from Fernando Alonso. Sebastian Vettel, at the moment, will not get points, but also at the moment will retain the championship lead. Larry Arsenal almost a full second over Kimi Räikkönen. He heads into the final sector of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Larry Arsenal, from out of nowhere, let me tell you, less than 10 laps ago, he had no points. Now, on the penultimate straightaway, into the final corners, turns 14 and out of turn 15. Mr. Where did he come from? Larry Arsenal will win the Bahrain Grand Prix. And did Tyler Markle hold on to third? Alonso made an overtake attempt on the front stretch. I don't know if Markle held on. Here's the podium celebration. We're going to find out who got onto the podium. Tyler Markle did barely hold on. What a race. And out of nowhere, Larry Arsenal with the win for the Bahrain Grand Prix in Sakir. What a race! Kimi Räikkönen with the second. He fought hard all day, tried to win, but Räikkönen just got outdone there at the end. And look at this. Larry Arsenal with the victory over Kimi Räikkönen. Tyler Markle in third, barely held on. Romain Grosjean in fourth. Fernando Alonso in fifth. Carlos Sainz in sixth. Valtteri Bottas in 7th, Pascal Wehrlein 8th, Max Verstappen 9th, Nico Hülkenberg 10th. The one thing Markle wanted to hear, Sebastian Vettel in 11th, Daniel Kvyat 12th, and Lewis Hamilton 13th. The rest of the field not really in contention. Felipe Massa did have an early trouble, which caused him to finish in the 20th position. He was classified. All 20 drivers classified this Grand Prix. Massa one lap down with the terrible issues running over debris on lap 4. And where do I start? Larry, where did you come from?
I don't know where I came from. I didn't think we had a chance in hell to win this race.
5 laps ago you didn't have any points. Now you're on the podium, top step of the podium. How did you do it?
Hammer time, and a lot of it.
Oh my goodness. And how was that final battle? I mean, what did you see there? What were your final laps like?
I just kept watching the gap to the next car. I was trying to manage the tires. About 4 to go, I figured, you know what, these tires are going to make it anyway. I just got to go for it, make up every position I can. I know we had a fast car, and at least get points. I was going to be very upset with myself, and just sent it on every corner that I thought I was going to be able to make a dive bomb, and thankfully it worked out. I still can't believe we somehow got that win.
Stealing the thunder from your teammate and others. I mean, did you think you had a chance to win this race in the middle of this race? You were battling with Sebastian Vettel halfway through the race.
I knew once we got to Bottas that at least the podium was in question. The race win probably would have had to have something go wrong unless I got through that string of cars. Hopefully I did, and then I guess Alonso and my teammate had a little bit of trouble coming out of turn 2, so I just took it wide and tried to get by both of them as fast as I could so I could set up Räikkönen in the next corner and just try to pull away from there.
And one more thing, I was not able to see what had happened to Sebastian Vettel. Were you able? Did you have any idea what happened to Sebastian Vettel?
Was that he was just slow on the inside. I don't know if he might have hit something or missed the braking zone, went wide, came back, or if he spun out, but he was almost dead stop when I saw him, so I'm gonna guess that he spun out or something. Maybe he got another car.
All right, Tyler.
Definitely wasn't a puncture because he was right back up to speed pretty quick.
That's
so
right. It wasn't a puncture. It did look like an issue, maybe a hill handling issue, but it wasn't the front wing. I don't know what had happened. Maybe it just got off the track or something.
Too much on the exit.
Yeah. Tyler, what do you have to see? Your teammates stole the thunder from you. What was those final laps like? I mean, after that final pit stop, Romain Grosjean passed you. Grosjean finished 5th. I mean, 4th. I mean, what do you have to say about that? What was that finish to you? I mean,
the car just struggled on tires no matter what. That truck sucks for it. That track sucks for us.
that truck
sorry,
sucked.
Not a truck. The car was a truck, so it sucked. I don't know. And then I hit Larry at the end, and I broke the wing, so I had no chance to win after that.
Did you have any idea Larry was coming?
I saw him getting closer after asking my engineer once without saying anything to see how far back he was.
After asking my engineer once without saying anything. Up to what point did you think you had this race won, or did you think you had this race won? Did you think you were gonna lose it?
I guess maybe lose it.
I mean, did you think you were gonna be able to fend off Raikkonen and Grosjean?
Yeah, probably would have had a close finish. I mean, either way it was just a fun race.
Alright, so to follow up from the Belgian Grand Prix just a couple of weeks ago, another great finish, great race here. The margin of victory doesn't show it, but the final few laps does. What a finish, Mr. Where did he come from? Larry Arsenault, top step at a podium. Tyler Markle closes in on that championship lead, but Sebastian Vettel got 0 points from this race. He finished in the 11th position, still retains a championship lead. Tyler finished third. That would be 15 points. It is now 9 points Sebastian Vettel has over Tyler Markle heading into the next race. That next race is... Next race is Silverstone Short. We just left Silverstone. We're gonna go right back. It's gonna be the short course. So Tyler Markle has 9 points to make up at a track he just was at. We will see y'all next time here for the Formula 1 co-op for Force India drivers Tyler Markle and Larry Arsenault going head to head the other 9 F1 teams. We'll see you next time.
The mic just cut out. See you next time.
Unplug my mic. We'll see you next time in the co-op.
We'll see you next time. Cut.